afternoon and welcome to another amazing episode of Peace Zone with Peace Ambassadors on your favorite channel, Captain TV Abuja. How are you doing today? I hope you are peaceful with yourself, others, and the environment. Hope you're ensuring justice, security, and development in your spaces. I'm Moses Abolade, your peace building facilitator and host. And just like I've been telling you, we need to sustain and consistently support this program so that we can make more impact, and you can also reach out to us via the contact showing on your screen right now so that we can expand the scope of this project and also ensure that we have sustainability of it. And I believe you enjoy what you see here, so it's important that we sustain it. And joining me today, because of time I will just be going straight, I have a special guest in person of Dr. Joseph Peter Ochogwu. Before his appointment as the Director General of the Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolution, Dr. Joseph Peter Ochogwu was the Director of Research and Policy Analysis in the Institute. He worked as Special Assistant in the Office of the Chief of Staff to the President from 2021 to 2016. He served as Conflict Advisor to the erstwhile British Department for International Development, DFID, for 1 year before returning to the Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolution. He has an innovative approach to facilitating and supporting interactions and engagement in emerging areas of policy making, parliamentary reform, conflict resolution, peace building, countering and preventing violent extremism, and many others. So because of time, I will just introduce to you Dr. Joseph. Good to have you on board, sir.
Fellow Nigerians and the global community.
It's very much. It's good having you. I know it's a busy time for you at the Institute. And how's it been so far?
The Institute, like you know, is a federal government agency, domiciled under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So we are one of the agencies under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and our role largely in the Institute is for conflict prevention, conflict management, and conflict resolution. We look at issues around Nigeria as well as Africa. So in the last 2 months, what I've been doing actually is strengthening the internal operational systems, and then reforming them, to make them purpose fit to deliver on its mandate. And I think that is the key thing I'm doing, that I'm moving to the second stage, of beginning to reach out, to other critical stakeholders, both state and non-state actors, because in the peace business, you can't do it alone.
Yes.
You need partnership, you need collaboration and inclusion, of all the relevant stakeholders for you to be able to deliver on any peace mandates that you have.
Thank you very much. I think the last event I saw you, it occurred to me that you are so vast in different areas, and that is really a motivation for me to say, oh, let's have this. And today we are looking actually into the roles of peace building organizations, what they play in northern Nigeria. Yeah. And I'll be giving a background and I will want you to speak on it. Peace building organizations play crucial role in mitigating the impact of conflict and fostering lasting peace and stability. These organizations work tirelessly to promote dialogue, mediation, mediating among disputing parties, and engaging in communities in reconciliation and rehabilitation programs or efforts. So in northern Nigeria, within the context of the Boko Haram insurgency, peace building organizations in northern Nigeria work to counter extremist ideologies, promote tolerance, and provide psychosocial support to victims. So a lot of people have always have this thing around what you mentioned, collaboration, building trust among different ethnic groups. A lot of organizations are working on that. So we'd like to start by saying, exactly, to you so far, what can you say has been the effort, by your description, what has been the effort by peace building organization so far from your own point of view, sir?
Okay, I think excellent. It's important first and foremost to understand what peace building is all about. And peace buildings oftentimes are interrelated activities, all geared towards the promotion of peace, development, good governance, and then the well-being of human beings. So it is these interrelated activities that is done by different actors at different levels of society that all culminate into what we call peace building. The key of it actually is a non-violent component of it in terms of how you deal. There are other actors within the conflict management spectrum that are focused on more of kinetic approach, to dealing with it. But for peace building, they focus largely on the non-kinetic, which is the non-use of force, you know, in building trust, building confidence, building community cohesion, community resilience, and capacity to deliver, you know, on social goods, you know, to the people. In northern Nigeria, for example, northern Nigeria have been a place where conflicts, particularly violent conflicts, have been frequent and recurrent. If you look at the northeastern part of Nigeria, you look at the Bay State, that is Borno, Adamawa, and Yobe. You look at Plateau in North Central, Benue in North Central. You look at Zamfara, Katsina, Kaduna, and at some point Kano, you know, and then Sokoto now, and then Niger State. You see pockets of violence and all that. But to tell you that the fact that peace builders are still working, is why the society have not collapsed.
True.
You know, and you find these actors, you know, at different levels, at the community level, where you see community leaders, members of youths, you know, at the community level. You see workers, the National Union of Road Transport Workers, the other community-based organizations. You find, for example, the GNI, Jamaatul Nasrul Islam. You find the Christian Association of Nigeria. You find the PFN. You find other stakeholders. You find the women group, you know, the youth group, and all this group of people, you know, working at the area of operation. And then they keep society moving. You know, that is to say, even in the midst of the crisis, you find people working to ensure that society continues to move. Livelihoods are sustained to an extent. You know, people are able to go to school. If they need to go to school, people are able to farm, piece of their livelihood, in spite of the attacks. And of course, you find again the other component of the kinetic approach in terms of the government security forces, you know, providing support to allow these people to go about their daily life and all that. And also, it is important to mention the critical role of traditional rulers, you know, in some of these domains, you know, and how they promote peace within their places. And also, let us not forget there are government agencies like the National Orientation Agencies. There are other state level, like the Local Government Education Board, Local Government Health Systems and all that. It is sad that our local government system is very weak, and I would say extremely weak. And the weaknesses of this level of government, this tier of government, is largely, to a very large extent, responsible to the vulnerability, you know, at this local community level where people are resident. It therefore means that perhaps if we're looking for solutions, it will be how do we strengthen our local government systems and empower them to deliver, you know, on the mandate, you know, that the Constitution said they need to deliver, and then providing support from the center, you know, and the states into these local areas to ensure that we have peace, we have security, and people can go about their daily life, you know, in a much more peaceful way. I think that is a challenge that we all need to take as all stakeholders going forward, because in building peace, it's a whole of society, whole of government approach, you know, in dealing with it. And if you don't deal with it that way, you create a vacuum, or you create a lacuna. Then irredentist forces, non-state armed actors, you know, who are bent on having their way, will always do it. Also, using this program, I think it's instructive too for me to try to define that there is a difference between conflict and security, particularly when it comes to the issue of criminalization of conflict.
I'm so happy that you got into that space now, because we have had a lot of guests on this show that have also talked about the issue as regards securitization of a particular issue, criminality to be distinguished from conflict, and I think that's also very germane. But sorry to cut you, but I would just want us to look at how peace building organization build capacity of individuals and conflict contest. Now, when a particular organization gets to a contest, how do they build the capacity of people not to just leave them hanging when they leave that scene, and how the people can own ownership to it?
That's right. I think the first and foremost is that for any intervener, particularly external intervener, even if you are leaving Abuja to go to Zamfara to do peace work, or you are leaving Goso to go to Anka to do peace work, the first thing first will be your entry point. What will be your entry point of engagement? There are already peace infrastructures in those local community that you can't work in isolation of. So therefore, your entry point must be consultation in terms of stakeholders engagement to map these stakeholders who are peace agents and infrastructures of peace within local community, and then get their buy-in into whatever kind of training or intervention you want to give them. And then you begin the process of training them with new knowledge that they can adapt to their own local knowledge and local context, for them to make a difference. If you don't do that, you just go to what we call just like development dumping. You carry peace building dumping, and then you dump in the local community. It doesn't work, because once you finish the training and the eating of cake and the snapping of picture and the award of certificates, it just ends there. So peace building training has become much more of a life transforming experience for people. So that even if it is 3-4 people that you take, the people buy into it and they run into it and make a apostle of peace of it, in terms of training other of their people, to buy into this ideology, or into this ideology of making peace, within their local community, because it is in peace they can get development.
Yeah, definitely. We are still going to come back to some of the topical issues. It's so I don't want to use the word unfortunate that we don't have much time now for this particular episode, but I also believe that very soon we'll be doing a lot with Peace Academy of Nigeria PAN, which I know that we'll also be talking about how we can synergize interests, needs, and all that, so that we can do more on this. I really appreciate you. I wish we can continue this, but my producer is already telling me that we have no much time. But definitely I believe that when I reach out again, we will be able to get you at least 2 more times or 3 more times on the show.
Be rest assured that in the Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolution, we are open for partnership, collaboration, and engagement. And one of such engagements is why I've taken time to be in your studio this afternoon.
I really
appreciate it. Because it's a commitment to peace, it's a commitment to nation building, and we have no alternative than to build peace in our community and in our society.
Well, thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate your presence, and I hope to have this opportunity again. Special thanks to our guest, formerly Dr. Joseph Ochogwu, for joining me today physically, and for everybody who has been watching this. I want to say thank you for paying attention and giving me that time of yours. And I want to say, please, we've heard from him, we need to do more. If you're a peace builder doing something on feed right now, keep doing what you're doing. You might not see the larger impact, but definitely you're making impact. You're making difference. So please keep doing what you're doing. And I want to appreciate the management team of Kaftan TV Abuja, the management team of PepNet, and even the Peace Zone crew for what they are doing behind the scene. Thank you, Sharon, for the work you're doing, and every other person that makes today a success. I want to say appreciation to everybody, and I want to tell you again, please, till next time that we meet on this show, ensure you are staying safe, you're staying peaceful, you're staying developed, and you're making the necessary impact in your own space. Thank you very much. I'm Moses Abolade. Bye for now.